everyone, this is Susie. We are going to have fun today. Look at this mess all around me, and I've got it this way for a specific purpose. We're going to review 5, maybe a bonus one, 6, of some great tools to move the alcohol ink. I thought you'd like to know some of these. Maybe some of these you've seen already. Maybe perhaps you haven't seen some of them. So let's get started. I'm going to first put on some blue denim ink and work on this paper. This is going to be kind of a scratch paper, so don't expect anything marvelous to be ending up at the end of this session. But the first thing that I love to work with is, besides the ink, is canned air. You can buy this canned air. You've seen this before. It's an electronics product to dust away dust off your computer, keyboard, etc. So get that little stick in there just right. Now, one time I didn't have it in all the way, and I gave the can a squirt, and that stick went flying across the room. I'm glad it didn't poke anybody. So first of all, I just want to show you that very quickly. I'm going to lay down a little bit of my alcohol ink and some blending solution in this particular bottle with this nib. I love it. You can already see I've got some nice chocolate ink there for leftovers. All right, so I'm just going to lay it on the top quarter part of or half of my page, and let's just take a look at what we can do with this canned air. I'm going to drop some of my denim Tim Holtz alcohol ink across the top here, and I can start moving it just by picking up my cardboard. I like to work with this piece of cardboard underneath, a flat piece with a paper towel, and then I can pick this whole thing up and move it without having to touch my paper as much as I used to touch it because I didn't have the cardboard. But this is looking so cool anyway if I wanted to do a landscape, and this is the sky. But if I wanted to give it a little blow here and there, I could with this canned air. Typically what I do is I tilt it on its side. I don't blow it straight up and down. I tilt it and blow it. And it makes usually kind of gives almost like a fluffy look, or more of a cloudy effect. So you can do this multiple times, as hard as you wish. I take it across from one side of my Yupo paper to the other. There's quite a bit of ink down there. You can do this as many times as you wish and get the effect and look that you want. I love the denim because it does end up having a little bit of pink hues in it. All right, so this is number one. Tip number one is the canned air. You can do so many things with it. I've done where I've made flowers with the white snow cap ink and blown the flower petals. So many things you can do with that. So it's just drying all weird, but we just wanted to show you the effect. Let's just blow it up this way. So I'm giving it quite a bit of a heavier burst this time, and not so much a light burst. So that's really unique and different. Okay, so that's tip number one. The next one I want to show you is that you can use these unique, what are they called? They're called Applicator, let's see, they're called watercolor brush pens. So these are originally designed for water brush, for water painting, and you can put water inside them. These barrels are empty, and you would unscrew them, put water in here, and then at the tip, when you pull the tip off, it's a brush. So they come in different types of tips. So you have a finer tip and a wider tip, and you would unscrew this, and instead of putting water in it, you would put your alcohol or your blending solution. So each one of these has a different tip. I think one of them has a ginormous tip. Look at this one. He's huge. So you can unscrew it, put your alcohol ink in there, and let's try one of these. I think I have ink in, some alcohol in one. Oh, this one has some alcohol in it. So let's just take the tip off. And once you get it going, or squeeze it a little bit, because this plastic cylinder area is a little bit flexible and you can squeeze it. When you do, it will start producing some alcohol ink on the tip. And this is brand new, so now it's just now starting to come out. And you can see that I'm able to brush this along in whatever pattern I like to use. So you can use these to move your ink as you wish. Interesting, huh? All right, those are those nice watercolor brush pens that you can fill up with alcohol ink. The next thing too is that, hello, a trusty straw. You can always blow a straw, you know, have similar effects to this canned air, but the canned air obviously is much stronger. So when you drop something down, you can get an effect. So let's just add something here, a little bit more ink, and I can just blow it like that. Or I can add some of my alcohol right along with it and blow it around. Very different, isn't it? So it's made some real unusual lines up there. Let me see what I can do with those. Interesting. Now, what I would like to do with this to maybe activate it again would be to spritz it. I use a lot of times this Spritz bottle, or do I have another one over here? Another one. I got these at the Walgreens. I can just spritz it. A little bit or a lot, and it just totally bubbles up. Can you see the effect on that? Okay, so that was another one. The straw, the can, these watercolor pens that hold alcohol ink. Now what I'd like to do is show a very unique one, which is the palette. This stainless steel palette knife is actually my bonus item today, before we get into some felt ones, felt stampers. But this palette knife I like to use for some of my mountainscapes to get a different technique. Wow, look at that now, it's drying great. I'm gonna start with some sienna brown, and I'm gonna draw a line of mountains, kind of like a mountain range that I wish to have. So let's just draw it here. Sometimes I need a little extra load of this, and I'll take my palette knife and I'll push it up to like make it peaks in a mountain, and I've got it on an angle. Of course, I'm left-handed, so you're seeing this from the left-handed perspective, and it starts doing some unique shapes because the mountains here are at an angle. And once I do it again, many times I'll add layers. So I'll do this again, bring up some ink close to where I was at the top, and I'll do it again. It's actually kind of pushing the ink away. And if I wanted to, I can grab a different color. So let's do the teak right up underneath it. Let's just do another line right in here. It's quite a bit darker, which I love the teak, and I love the sienna. You see how that does? Almost creates a... You can even smear it along the bottom like that. Then I just wipe it off when I'm done. I take alcohol, and rub that right off and clean it. So that's not a really good picture of what I've done in the past. I'll try and pick up one before I leave here and show you how, how it can look really great. In fact, I don't know. While we're together, why don't we just improve on this? Let's add the sienna one more time. It's already looking better. That's my third time around. So it's looking better already. You can see how the mountains are shaping up. All right. Then another nice thing is doing something in the front for flowers, or let's just add a little bit of some terracotta, since I'm using sort of the rich dark colors. This is the terracotta color ink, and I'm going to put that along the bottom. I'm actually going to take a brush, one of my favorite brushes, and just move this along. The goal is to not have this perfect picture right now. I'm just trying to show you some tools, because the next one is the felt stampers. These two felt stampers I have, this one is a rectangular one. It has Velcro here, and then you would put your felt on top, and it usually, when you buy one of these, it usually comes with felt, or you can cut out your own felt. Then here's a round one. I bought a bunch of these for my classes that I teach, so I can give each one of my students one to borrow and use. And they're just round. It's the same concept, but it's just round. I have one round and one rectangular. The idea here is, if you wanted to do one thing you could do is simply just add dots of alcohol right on the stamper. And when you pounce it on your artwork, it will remove and kind of dampen up your space with spots. So let's just hit it, almost like little flowers. Sometimes people use these to make leaves on the tops of trees. Well, that's just, you know, turning white because it's removing the ink. But let's add some color on here. Why don't we just add some green so that we can perk it up? You can see it better. I might even add some red. I'm grabbing now botanical green and dropping some drops on here. There it goes. Now you can see it. Let's pounce a little bit. And I usually kind of turn it in different angles. I don't just do straight. I kind of turn my hand. You can do it as much or as little as you wish. Actually, it's kind of fun, isn't it? Now let's add some bright red. I think I have a is it a poppy? I've got ember, poppy. I know you can't see my inks. Are you wishing you could just look at all my inks? I love all these ink colors. All right, I'm just gonna put it right on top of this. I'm not gonna pull this one off and get a clean one. No, I'm just gonna add it to the green and the alcohol that's already on here. And this is poppy, so maybe we'll make it look like a little bit of a poppy field in Spain. Look at that. It just comes alive. So there you go. Quite a few tools in there. We've used the straw. We've used the watercolor brush, the canned air, the straw, I already said that, the felt dabbers, and of course this nice trusty steel palette knife. So in just a few seconds we were able to do something pretty fun with these various tools. Make sure you go and buy them and pick them up online, and I'm going to add the links below. And would you please like and subscribe this video to my YouTube channel? And then if you want to hit that notification bell, and every time that I post something you'll be notified. I'm going to have a part 2 to this. This video is how to move the ink. My next one is all about how to remove the ink. Stay tuned for part 2. Thanks for watching. Bye now.